Mm-hmm. Okay, we can start now. Hi, Shubile madoda. Let's start. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. Ngala kufuna siye TikTok. Ngala kufuna sibe ngala. Let's start. Let's start. Time is against us, but let's start. Okay, then we're gonna take this one here. We're gonna. I hope I'm looking good. Elevator pitch. And then what else do we need to do here? Oh, okay. We're almost there, guys. Forgive us. I lost my pen. I found it. No, we're good. We're good now. Is it loading? Okay. Unless the network is bad. Green screen. What's happening? Okay, perfect. Thereby. Oh, wait. Time is against us. Hi, the one person that is here. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. Okay, we are live on TikTok. We're going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Connect. Let's go. From here, there's no going back. 6 people are already here. Wow, that's nice. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me also do this by sending the link. Delayed. Okay. Copy. Is Mongo. Trying to invite Mongo. Now. Let's copy. But. Okay, Mongo. Hi, Mongo. Invite Mongo. Send an in. Okay, I think we're perfect now. We can start. Yes, sir. Okay. I don't know. It's up to you, sir. But I think you could just send. Can you send me your link on WhatsApp because I'm using the other phone here, so I can send it. Ngala. There are 2 people here, and I can't send me the link that you have, your TikTok link, on WhatsApp, because I wanna send it. Ngale Google YouTube. There are people who are watching on YouTube. There are people that are watching on YouTube. Okay, perfect. Glory to the Son of the Living God. That sound is not even sounding today. Even the sound is not sounding. The sound is not sounding. I think we can talk for hours today. Today we can talk for hours. The sound is not sounding. It sounds It sounds amazing, and we are talking about something interesting. The aspect of but in elevator pitch. And yeah, but see, I don't know how they actually does this thing of welcoming people on welcome to my YouTube channel. Because you are but see, a student podcaster, and you have a podcast, you know how to do that. So welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm with Mongo here on TikTok Live. Hi everyone on TikTok. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a very wonderful, blessed Sunday. Let's get to work. Hope you got your pen. Hope you got your notepad or your book. Do you have that, Mongo? I also have my laptop in front of me too, which is written elevator pitch. Something that a lot of businesses, oh yeah, you could just like the video, those people that are on TikTok and those that are also on YouTube can just like the video in order for more people to come through. Just like the video, and I guess the algorithm will push it through to everyone else. So we're not gonna waste time because we're actually delayed. Do you hear that buzz on your side? Okay, perfect. So we're not gonna delay because we've already took some 8 minutes of your time. So we're just gonna start. Are you ready, Ank? Right? All right. All right. Yeah, you part of the nation now. You part of the nation now. You part of the nation now. My little brother is there by TikTok. Junior Kumban, how are you, sir? Let's start. Let's start. So we're talking about something that most people do not do, and this is the very important thing to do when you're starting your business, or before you even start a business. Before you start a business, the first thing that you need to do, you gotta have an elevator pitch. Ye- Yes. Mhm. Mm. Yeah. Okay, can you mute on your side in order for us not to have the echo? Okay, perfect. What Mongo just said, it's very important, especially when it comes to um, it's like knowing your story, because a lot of people don't know their story, especially when you want to take people into a journey where you want them to head to, especially when it comes to your business. So it's important to take people to a journey, that you know that I'm taking these people to this particular location, and I'm trying to sell them this particular thing, and a lot of people undermine that, and it becomes a problem because they are ready in terms of documentation, but they are not ready in terms of getting investors and also getting the people who are going to buy what they are trying to sell. So it's important, before you do anything, like ensure that you have a solid elevator pitch, because that allows you, like our brother has already mentioned, it allows you to have more like an ID, something that will allow you to know how to operate, with regards to wherever you head, wherever the business is heading to. It's important to have a solid it's important to have a solid elevator pitch, because it's more like an ID. It is exactly what's going to take you to a place whereby people are going to say yes or they are going to say no. So it's important to have such. And I've just wrote some few things here which I believe people could also implement in terms of an elevator pitch. It's like the most important thing about the elevator pitch is that it allows you to capture the attention of the investor and of the buyer. That's something that you should also consider when thinking about an elevator pitch. I want to have a solid elevator pitch because I am trying to get the attention of my investors and of my buyers. So if your investors don't get your story, it will be really hard for you to follow. It will be hard for them to even buy into what you're selling. So it's important to have a solid elevator pitch, because you're trying to get people who are going to buy your thing and the people who are going to invest in your thing. And most people neglect that basic thing, because like our brother said, that is the story, and the story it's around that, and that is the idea of you saying I'm going to operate in this particular sector, because you gotta know even the jargons that they use in that sector. You gotta be able to know the type of language that is utilized in that sector, and a lot of people don't understand that. And the communication criteria when it comes to a business, especially like I think you mentioned this earlier on when you said that, let's just say you are in an elevator and you get to meet a potential investor. Let's just say Vusi Tembagwayo, right? If Vusi Tembagwayo is like your potential investor, and you don't know what to say to Vusi Tembagwayo, it means that you lost the opportunity to make it big. So it's very important to ensure that you make it big. In which way? By you knowing your story before you even register your business. Try by all means to first have a solid story, because that story will build the business direction and where the business is heading to. It's very important to know your story before you even head out, because when you're going out, you gotta have this in mind, that I am going there and I'm gonna get this person and this person to buy into what I'm selling. Because you now have a registered business, but the business is not heading anywhere. You can't even talk about your business. Your business doesn't have a story around it. You can't even pitch your business to anyone. So in the next 30 days, if you are starting with us, ensure that at least have a solid elevator pitch, like before you enter into all this market and start operating into different sectors. Ensure that you have a solid elevator pitch. Yeah, I think you could also say something, Ank.
concepts that people are having difficulty with, how do you think it's going to be easier for you as a founder of a business, or as someone who's owning this company and starting up to build this thing? Because if you don't know how to communicate your way or your business to the next person for them to understand, you won't get the results that you want. So an elevator pitch helps you to be confident in that regard, because you end up knowing exactly what to say and how to say it. So it serves as a foundation in each and every conversation where you're going to talk about your business. So where you meet, like I said, we spoke earlier, and then I said, let's say you meet Uvusin Chemawai in an elevator and you have just um, 90 seconds to sell in your business. And you guys are going from second floor to the 12th floor. So you just have that 90 seconds to sell Uvusin Chemawai. What are you going to say? As a business person, you should know exactly what are you going to say and sell Uvusin Chemawai at that moment. And I just want us to also remember this, an elevator pitch. I don't think it's a presentation. It's not a presentation, but it's a call to action whereby you opening a barrier, you opening a door for a connection with that person to be extended. You know, whereby now you can follow up and actually re-discuss or re-communicate what you actually established. So an elevator pitch is important, like, to know, because it summarizes the whole business in just few minutes, and then you don't need to start or try to think, okay, what adjectives should I say first? You actually know exactly what I should say directly on point, and then that person can know, oh, this person I can categorize that they are solving this kind of a problem. So it's easier for both of you, like for the person you're talking to and also for yourself, you know, because you're making things easier for yourself. Next time when you're doing this, you can have a great start if you walk ahead with an elevator pitch, which is going to make you more confident. Okay. When you continue speaking, even if it's a presentation, if you can start with an elevator pitch, you already gain the confidence because you feel like you're in charge of what you say. So it's like a prepared speech or prepared release. I know some guys that prepare release and then they go to bed. So they gain more confidence. It makes you more prepared and more confident. You know exactly what to say. So you don't start and you don't mumble. You don't just so yeah, that's what I wanted to share. But it's basically a summary of who you are, who you're selling to, who you're talking to, who you're trying to assist or help, and what value you're trying to bring to the table.
And then with regards to the with regards to the service and the product, right, that you actually have, and then you go to the market, like when you go to the market, you already know what you're gonna say to the market, because you already understand how the market function, how the market also thinks. So I believe that the more you know your story, it's easy for you to know what to say in the marketplace, because the marketplace, if you're gonna get to the marketplace without understanding what you have to say to the market, it'll be really hard to even convince people to buy into what you're selling, because the market itself operates in a way whereby you gotta find your place in the market before the market respects you, and a lot of people do not know exactly where they are standing in the market. Hence, that's why we even made that example of someone that's gonna say, "Yeah, just register a business and get all this document and zokufaka Eskom." Let's be realistic. What are you going to be selling to Eskom? What are you going to be supplying to Eskom? Because there are things that you need to actually have before you even go to supply the Eskom. What are you going to be selling to Transnet? What are you going to be selling to a mine? What are you going to be selling to a municipality, PRASA, whatsoever? All these different entities that we have in South Africa. What are you going to be saying to the particular person in order for the person to say, you know what, yeah, I understand this is what you're selling, and you know what, let me find a way to help you get through into these entities, because other people, when they tell them that you need this document, they quickly get the document, but they can't even pitch like a base. They can't even have a proper pitch in terms of saying this is exactly what I do. And because the moment you know, and the moment you can actually say that this is what I do, people will easily know this is not what you do. If people know what you do, they will know what you don't do. So even opportunities, when they come, they're gonna come to you because they know what you're doing. And a lot of people sometimes they fail to get opportunities because they are doing everything. So they can't call you for, like, let's be realistic. They can't call you for everything. There gotta be something that they're gonna be able to call you. We know we are gonna call this person for the supply of water, because this person has become the mastery and mastered how to sell water to us. And they are not going to fumble in terms of supplying us with these things that we are looking for. So elevator pitch, it exposes you to the market opportunities that are there, because your story will be unique and your story will be really directive into this is who I serve and this is who I am not serving. So in that way, it becomes easy to know, would say, when you continue to tell your story, these are the people I tell my story, and these are the people that I don't tell my story. Because some of us make that mistake of telling our stories to people who are not gonna even buy into our stories. So the moment you master your story, it will be easy for someone to say, I'm willing to buy into your story. It's important to master all these things because it allows you to know this is the person that I'm going to talk to, and this is the person that I'm not going to talk to, because you know that this person is going to buy into my story and this person is not going to buy into my story. And that's a mistake that people tend to make, because they try to fix the story in the middle of the story, and that's not possible. You can't fix a story in the middle of the story. You gotta find your story to know this is the person that I'm selling to, and the man so, because this is exactly the person that I know is gonna buy. This is the person that's gonna invest. This is the person that I know is going to invest in my business. These people are not going to invest in my business because I've heard them. This is how they talk. People who talk like this are not investors. People who talk like, you get it, Ank, right? You know people who are your investors. You know people who are willing to invest and people who are not willing to invest. So now you keep on telling your story to everyone, and the more you tell your story to everyone who's not going to buy into your idea, you're wasting your time, because instead go and fix your story, have a solid story, and then you go to the marketplace, and then when as you're in the marketplace, sell something that you already know. This is the person that's going to invest. This is the person that's going to buy. In that way, you're going to capture the market opportunities that are going to come to you. What do you have to say, Ank?
I like what you just said, Anne. I feel like when you know your market, your elevator pitch, because there's something that I was studying. I was reading this book and it's focusing on human perceptions, consumers' perceptions, specifically, to be quite frank. So what I discovered is that as people, we have boxes in our minds. So these boxes, they have shuffles. I'm not talking about literal boxes, but the way our mind works. That's why we are able to remember so many things and then still be able to process them and have like sometimes a photographic memory whereby you remember each and every moment that happened. So if you can know exactly what you're doing and categorize it in the best way, making it easier for you to understand what are you trying to solve. They are not also trying to find out what is this person trying to do. And it's also not for the next person, but it's also for yourself, because you wake up each and every morning and you remember what I'm doing, what difference that I'm making, what value am I bringing. So it reminds you of who you are. It doesn't only remind the person you're selling this to or you're selling this to. It reminds you of who you are, because it's something that's going to be lingering in your mind. Like whenever, I like me, the way I've been so obsessed with the student markets, I've found myself identifying myself as a student platform that helps students. That helps students actually solve a certain problem or connect them to what they actually ideally need. Which I don't know if you can hear me. There's a bit of a buzzing noise on my side.
Yeah, I can still hear you. I don't know if the people on YouTube can still hear you. And I don't know if
So
they
what
can actually say something.
is that the way I've positioned myself because of my elevation page. I've started to see myself as a platform that gives students an informative space and actually provides a real voice for students, whereby students can grow and we do more than just entertain or we do more than just give you a platform. But welcome to use valid product. Bluetooth mode. Okay,
I'm trying to connect you on the speaker so people can hear you. I don't know if they can hear you now on YouTube.
yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that basically, if you know your story, it's very difficult. It's very simple to actually tell it or actually try and narrow it down to the next person, because we know how sometimes words can defeat us. Even the best people that you know, they sometimes get defeated by words, whereby you trying to say something and then you end up actually saying something else. So if you think every time I'm going to win it doesn't work all the time, man. But if you can curate a world 90 seconds elevation pitch, I think you can actually nail it each and every time, because it's something that you're going to know and live now in your life, and you're going to. It's like a manifest. In Auckland, now manifest.
Yeah.
When you manifest, like
You know
it's like whenever you're saying it, it's like manifesting it in your life,
you know what I wanted to say,
even
ne?
if it doesn't exist.
You know what I wanted to say, ne? I wanted to say that I feel like an elevator pitch, it's like your basic intro. It's like your basic intro on if a person's gonna say yes or if the person's gonna say no. So if I feel like that's something that we should invest on. Invest more time on your elevator pitch. Invest more time on your elevator pitch.
Um, I want to make reference to this when I'm doing the podcast episodes. There's something called a clickbait. This thing is the thing that helps me to keep that viewer that just tuned in on that episode. Whereby if they just tuned in and they wanna watch that episode for that moment, if I say that thing and I plan it, I rehearse it, I can even say it now. Okay, so when it starts, man, I start by saying, welcome to the number one student podcast NSA with the one and only MR Mo. So you see, it's kind of very entertaining, and you can hook someone with just saying that already. And they're like, okay, let's see what's going to happen next year. You see, so an elevator pitch does exactly that. It's like a clickbait, whereby it grabs your attention. It grabs the attention of your client. It grabs the attention of the viewer. It grabs the attention of the person you're trying to sell to. And it can do wonders, man, because you already have the attention. Now it's up to you how you use it. And the importance of it also, it polishes your first impression, because that's why you have elevator pitch. It's just for a first impression. Go say, oh, one day they say, okay, now December, I just met you in the elevator. When he goes to his assistant, he's going to be like, actually, I just met this kid. Though this kid has a very well structured brief of himself. He said he's doing a podcast and he's focusing on students. You see, that person is already like, I'm okay. I'm sold. Tell me more. You see, and also, like I said, it's also a manifestation to yourself, because I started to say, welcome to the number one student podcast in SA from the get go. And now to only find out that we are the number one student podcast in SA. So sometimes what you say is what you're manifesting at the end of the day.
Or hi Lindo, do you have any question? Because I know Lindo is always commenting on our what's this on our TikTok. Do you have any question? Do you have any questions, Lindo? So far, did you heard anything? Because I know you're always commenting. Do you have any questions so far? Because we're talking about elevator pitch. Anyone on YouTube who does have a question, please share your. Oh lol, nope, I just got share. You just got share. Ah, wow, we're late, but it's fine. You could actually watch watch some of these clips tomorrow. We'll share some of them. Sorry.
Can you share your elevator pitch?
Should I say my elevator pitch? The gentleman wants me to shine. Okay, my elevator pitch, it's centered around the fact that we are trying to build a solid a solid nation out of like businesses. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get quality business owners that you try to scale their businesses in order for their businesses to become businesses that will they will change and transform the country. So if I were to be in the elevator, I was gonna say that, hi, Mr. Mongo. My name is Mtozi Pranal Kumbane, and of course, I'm the founder of Bongo Nations. So what we basically do, we get different clients, and the goal is to change those clients into strategic partners, because we're trying to get them to grow their businesses and to scale them. So what we basically do, we just scale their businesses. We look for things and ways and strategies to ensure that their business continue to be in business, because in South Africa a lot of businesses automatically fails. So what we're trying to do, we're trying to ensure that business owners remain in business and businesses to continue to be in business, because it is evident that a lot of businesses are struggling to actually make it in the business world. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to look for all the documentations that will ensure that the business continue to be in business. And once we know that, because I've also noticed this. Okay, this is off from the elevator page. One thing I've also noticed is that from the current clients that we have, let's say we are in this what's this thingy, but okay, I'm hearing this. I'm struggling. You've been struggling, Lindo. You've been struggling, and you don't want to hire. So, so what we do, we look at the business, and then we look for all the documents that they have, and then we turn those documents into quality documents. But the business profile doesn't even make sense. Let's get Lindo in here. So we sometimes find ourselves dealing with what's this? We sometimes find ourselves dealing with a business that has the documents, but they don't know how to use the documents that they have. So that is what we're trying to do. We're trying to ensure that the businesses that actually have all these documents, in order for these documents to become like other useful, because someone has a profile, they don't know how to use the profile. Someone has a company registration document, okay, no problem. Like someone you'll find someone having a CK, but they don't know how to use a CK. Someone who have a tax clearance, they don't even know why they need a tax clearance. Recently, there's a lot of people that are requiring us to get them Ecodia, like the letter of good standing. And the question that I normally ask them, what do you want to do with it? Because if someone comes to you and say, hey man, you need EVAT for your business, you don't even know why you need EVAT, but someone lied or told you something that you need EVAT. It might be true, you need it, but is your business credible enough to sustain Yvette, because you can't have Yvette unless your business can't even make 1 million in a year, because that are the basic requirements. Like, why do you need Yvette? Because Yvette, every 2 months you gotta file for it. Like, income tax, probably you file it twice a year, like provisional and the other one, income tax, you file it twice a year. That's the basic one that you need. You don't need Yvette. Someone will just hear someone, hey man, I've heard Mongo saying that he's making it big with Yvette. Mongo has an accountant. You don't have an accountant. Why do you need Yvette? So that is what we're trying to do. We are trying to get we're trying to get business owners to say, as much as you have this document, we want to use this document into making it two pens and all of that, in order for your business to go to where it needs to go. It's like we are trying to tell business owners, you have everything to make it, and you don't need all the stuff if you don't have to have all the stuff. Because I know businesses that are functioning without being registered, and there are businesses that are functioning, that are not functioning while they are registered. Tell me more about your story, Ank, because I know you're not. Tell me more about your story.
I can say I'm also a victim to that. I remember this one business of mine that I started. I think I started. So I had a business plan. I had a business plan, and then after having a business plan and the business idea, I decided, no, man, let me register my business. This business wasn't yet like already functioning. I didn't even receive a 2 cents from the, and then I took my 500 ank. I remember going to FNB, putting that 500 ank, and charges of FNB ank, especially when you have a business account, it doesn't play ank.
Hey,
So ank, I remember opening that business and then having that business card. I can proudly say that the business still ank. It doesn't exist in people's minds. It exists in mine. But I learned from my mistakes, which now I decided to see that actually when you can't say you have a business without you gaining profits or gaining income from that
exactly.
business. A business starts to be a business when you get income from that business. That's when you can go and open a bank account for that business. Don't open a bank account before and use the 500 from the clients and open with it. Not with yours. Yours is for you to eat. The client is for opening an account and staying there. That's why the money, the 500, they don't even eat it, Ank. They say it's for you. It's for you, Ank. So they understand, Guti. You can't say Gucci is starting a business and then now you're opening accounts right now with your own money. So now I can say I've started a business whereby I'm already generating money, and I can probably say I haven't even registered this business. But hey, I already made, I think I've drafted a couple of income statements that I can smile when I'm looking at art. So yeah, there are ways, man, of doing this thing, and I like what you're doing, Ank, right now, because yeah, I feel like I've said it, man. Let me give Lindu a chance.
Yeah, let's give Lindo a chance. Let's hear what Lindo has to say. Like, do you have to say what? Do you have an elevator pitch, Lindo?
No, I don't, but now I know about it. I know what it is. Hi, guys.
Hi, Lindo. Um,
I hope you're good.
we're good. We're perfect. We're doing good. You told me you were hiring this week. Why are you hiring?
Because I can't do everything.
Welcome to businessing now. Because now,
So now,
yeah,
uh-huh.
continue.
Oh yeah, I have a manufacturing business, so I didn't open a bank account right after choosing to do what I do.
Mm-hmm.
But what I did was operate informally first. Né? So I decided let me register with CIPC. I did so last year, and I opened a bank account. I didn't even need a bank account because first of all, I do cash sales. I didn't need a bank account. But now, as you go, you learn. I think we need like people who will maybe a podcast or something entertaining that will just tell us this, don't do this, do that, because I really didn't need a bank account. All I needed was like, okay, Capitec bank account to be exact. All I needed was like a standard bank account, my movies bank account, and then get a speed point and don't take cash so that I can have all those things recorded. Because now when you're applying, you can't prove that you're making sales because when you have like a Word document or a spreadsheet of your monthly sales, you can't prove it, which is true because you can always cook them. So it's very hard for me to get funding because I don't have anything recorded. And yeah, I don't know. I just wish someone told me this earlier to say, well, as a person who's selling chili or a mascopa, so you have a small tuck shop, don't open a bank account that you don't need. Rather open or a bank account you didn't do research about. I don't know. Yeah,
You 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 you
I don't know.
you just said something that a lot of people should actually consider.
Mm,
You just yo you just need, okay, because I study business for living, right? And I get to work with a
mm,
lot of clients. The first thing that you need in business is not the registrations and all of that. Apparently, why is what's in the ghost gentleman? I think he's gonna be with us tomorrow on in this particular live. He normally says that to our clients. He normally says, first start a business and then turn that business into a company, because like what makes a business is the fact that there are operations going on, and what makes a company is the fact that now we are trying to do things in terms of documentations to prove that what we've been doing this side makes sense this side. And a lot of people make that mistake of, they are told, hey man, you want to look for funding, government and whatnot. And then the next thing, they just get all the requirements that will allow them to actually seem like they're going to get the funding, but in reality, they are not going to get the funding. Why? They don't have proof to say this is what we've been doing. So if now, because have you noticed that even with NYDA, they will require you to give them your bank statement and whatnot before you even give them the business bank statement, because they're trying to check. Oh, no problem, Ank, you can leave, no problem. Like, so the thing about, yeah, for 6 months. So the thing about a lot of people, they're making it hard for them to actually even get the funding itself, because they have this mindset that the moment I have all these documents with me, it means that I'll be just making it big in the business world and it'll be easy for me. It's not about the documentation, it's about the operations, because that is of course, yeah, but our system in South Africa is broken because there's corruption and all of that. But, and you know how our government is gatekeeping. To tell us the truth, we want proof that you are manufacturing all these pens. We want proof to say, this is where my suppliers are at. We want proof to say these are the people that I'm selling to. Hence, that's why I'm gonna say that, I don't know for others, but from my personal experience, I rather allow people to start with their elevator pitch. in case there's someone that wants to invest in your, you said you're running a what? Lind?
Or an agro-processing business.
Yeah. So if you're running such a business like that, then it means that you're gonna allow people to actually kind of invest in the business, because most of us think, man, maybe it's because I don't want to say we are black or whatnot, but I feel like a lot of us have this mindset to see, I want to do my thing and I'm not going to invite people to my thing. But guess what?
Yeah.
Even all this Elon Musk, all these people who are billionaires and whatnot, they don't own like 100% of the shares in the business. And I heard ngathi Elon Musk owns roughly 9% of Tesla or 13% of Twitter, which is now X, right? You don't own the entire thing. Like just say, okay, the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna split probably to 80. Give a person a department and say, you know what, control all the marketing, control how everything works. Personally, I, as much as I'm doing the live now, I didn't do the poster. There's someone that does the poster. I'm not the one that replies to all these messages and whatnot, on all these other platforms, on LinkedIn, on what's this, Facebook and YouTube and all of that. So there's a team that I'm building, because the goal of a CEO is to build the business, and then the people who are gonna come to your business are the people who are gonna build the what's in, who are gonna build your business, because again, when you're building the team, so now the team will come through and they will start, you know what, you're gonna tell them, I don't have time to deal with this. That's why, of course, I think you're the person that told me that, hey, there's no profit in 100 rand and whatnot. Sometimes your team, you're gonna tell them, guys, we are not pushing production the way it's supposed to be pushed. Okay, to my advantage, I got a tender last year around November, and then I got to actually hire people to be able to, what's this, to do most of the things that I was doing alone, because I was running Bongo Nations from 2022 alone up until 2024 at November. And then that's when I decided to hire someone that will be doing all the other things, let's just say in terms of the service delivery, in terms of, then I got to hire another person that's going to do a department that people will always ask me, hey man, do this poster for me. I'll tell them I don't do posters. And that's when I decided, no, let me also get someone that will do that thing, because I can't now specialize on doing my poster, doing all this business profiling like I used to. So now I'm gonna be building the team, and the team will be building the business. And it's something that a lot of people don't do. They have this mindset, it's no man, I'm gonna do it alone. Yeah, well, it's possible, but hey, it's gonna take you a long time, because the guy that was with us, Melu Simongo, ne, he has a
Yeah.
student podcast in Cape Town. He's originally from my hometown. He's currently in Cape Town. I've learned something from this kid. He actually built the team, and automatically he got to have over 4,000 subscribers on TikTok, on LinkedIn, not LinkedIn, on YouTube. And you know how YouTube is YouTube is
Yeah.
really hard, but he has over 4,000 subscribers now on YouTube, because he first built the team. We build the team, and because we are actually the people who are going to say we are running the ship, right? So let's build the
Yeah.
team, and the team is going to be the one that's going to say, you know what, let's ensure that this business doesn't go down, because they're going to have in their minds, they're going to say, hey, me, I just got a 1% share or a 5% share. Or later on, you can even buy back the shares and say, hey, man, remember I gave you 10%, I'm thinking of giving you 5%. And then you know, because the value proposition of the business is increasing, it's increasing. And then from there, you now able to say, you know what, I'm gonna now only give 50% of the business. And the 50% of the business it is what will make the business become what the business is. And a lot of people, they make that mistake on especially as a director. You gotta be able to do your pitch. As much as tomorrow we'll be talking about service and product development, but today I wanted us to look at that aspect of a pitch, because it's something which is important. Why? Because this is what's gonna allow you to get investors, and people are gonna buy. Because if Kalapasu Asitsi, you're on an elevator and you meet a millionaire, and you have roughly 60 seconds to tell him or her your story, are you gonna be able to actually say "Ngiyocacazela"? Of course you're cacazela. Tell me more about that. Why you cacazela?
I don't know what I would actually say. Let's just say, give me the money. I don't know. But, I guess that's why I'm also here to learn. And, I have this vision, but, I'm not quite sure how we're going to get there. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
You can't know everything, honestly.
Or if you can't, yeah. I think that is why there are people within Bongo Nations now who knows a lot about certain products, or rather services, that I used to know how to register and how to remove and appoint and do all the CSD stuff and Codia and all. I used to know how to do financial projections for different business funding and business plans, like in just a day. But now I can't do that in just a day, because like the thing is, what's in the thing is, it's gonna be hard. Why? Because I'm no longer specializing in that department. Vele, when you're starting the business, you have to be all over. You have to market, you have to run, you have to ensure. Because previously I would even forget the people who owe us. Like, I remember after a person
Me
pays
too.
me, what's Haibo? Why are you paying me? And the person's gonna say, hey man, it's the money from February. I'm like, February, now it's June. What are you talking about? And I didn't even invoice that person because I didn't have the time to even do an invoice. And that's a problem.
Yes, hectic.
It's really hectic, and it's something that we need to work on as business owners. Because of time, siyicale ngo-6:30, kufuna siyivale ngo-7:30. So yeah. Hopefully, nakuphela 30 days, you'll know how to do an elevator pitch. It's like the
Of
moment,
course.
the moment a person says, "Hey, Lindo," uthi show, would say, "Yo, I heard you have a business." Uthi, yeah. You'll even know what to say to a person that's gonna say such words, because you're gonna know that investors are not gonna talk to me like this. You're not gonna even waste your time to tell a person about your business that you know. No, investors don't speak like this.
Yeah.
And that's a mistake that we sometimes make, because we have this mindset to see this person is logo afuna kwati about my business, it means the person wants to invest. No, sometimes they just want to know. And possibilities are, these are the people who are going to become part of your tribe, to say, yeah, Lindo does that. Yeah, but so you gotta be able to know how to speak to your investors, how to you speak to your people who are gonna refer your business, how to speak to your buyers, how to speak to the marketers, because there are people who are gonna market your business without even you knowing that they are marketing your business, and some people market it indirectly. Yeah, but
Of
so
course.
these are the basic things that is still elevator pitch, not a sales pitch, because it's different. Elevator pitch and a sales pitch is not the same. Sales pitch is when we are trying to make sales of what we're trying to do. Because even with regards to my buyer, I believe that a business remains in business when they're trying to do business with other businesses. I don't know, do you do that? Hi, Lindo.
I'm still here. I was writing a comment. Say again.
Oh, you're not bad with sales pitch. Okay. I'm saying that when it comes to you, oh no, I forgot what I was saying. Yo. I was saying, yo, now I remember. I was saying that do you know how to actually do a elevator pitch? Because you're saying you're bad with sales pitch.
No, I don't think I can, but I think I understand like what you mean by it. So it will be something that I'll be looking into. So I'll just write it down now,
Because
and then I'll also keep in touch.
yeah, because the elevator pitch ne, it's gonna help you um to even get a person who's gonna come through to your team. Because
Right.
that person is gonna be the person that helps you to where the business needs to head to. Because you're not gonna hire a person that's like you. You gotta hire a person that's gonna do something that you can't do.
Of course, of course. I think now I'm at a point where I currently have like two products, né? That are being tested at SAPS. So those are the ones that I have to push and get to the public. I feel like I have done that part of perfecting the recipe, and I have built it, and it's okay. And now I feel I just need to get like a team, like you said. So I have to work on building this team that's we're gonna share the same vision and like push the product forward. So I think the knowing how to do this elevator pitch will actually aid in bringing together a team, of like-minded people, or I don't know, people who are not like me, but share the same vision and know how to drive the vision. And I think I'm actually truly, truly blessed to have you, because you are passionate about what you're doing, and not only you trying to get more clients, but it shows that you see that the future of South Africa's economy is actually in small businesses, and we are actually the people who can do that, and our kids and the kids after them. So yeah, I'm truly grateful to know you. I truly am.
I'm truly blessed to have someone that's gonna comment to say, so yenzani ngo 100 rand. But before we go, I'm thinking also try to do an elevator pitch which will allow you to do a B2B, like business to business, because it's important to have a business that's gonna be selling to other businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah, like as much as someone will be like, ah, come on, some be like pela. So why do I have to find another business that's gonna buy imbila wami? But it's important. It's important because it's gonna allow you to. It's gonna allow you to what's in. It's gonna allow you to know how to scale the business, because it's easy to work with the business, because a business in a reputation when it comes to buying compared to a customer, because the customer one moment uyodla mbila wakho, then the next thing that's, hi man, lo mbila bekakabi. So in their minds they'll be like, I'm not buying anymore. But a business, you're gonna tell them, hey, what's happening? You're no longer talking to us, what's going on? And then from there you'll be able to speak to the person, yo, if we messed up previously with this product or service, how can we make it up to you? At least in that way, there's a person that's gonna constantly buy 100 mbila wami. At least in that way, Uti, I'm producing so much because there's someone that's gonna be buying like my products. And a lot of people don't do that. I was also telling another guy that deals with the sauce. I told him, if you want to survive in business, you gotta find a way to sell. lama source to tuck shops, to places
Yeah.
whereby they're gonna buy the sauce. I personally believe that every business can find a way to actually work with the government, because the government is the highest spender. As of course you might not be like, yeah, me, I'm not dealing with my tent and whatnot, but you could actually find people who are dealing with, let's just say mhlambe uthengisa, let's just say you have a vegetable garden and whatnot, and you're selling green salad and whatnot, or onions and whatnot. You could actually package all those things and find catering businesses, find businesses that you know they're dealing with cooking every now and then. People are dealing with in funeral homes and whatnot. Ask them, is there someone that has passed on? If you tell us, in order for us to supply them with
Vegetables.
vegetables, like, these are the basic things that
Yeah.
someone will be like, come on, why do I need a vegetable garden? Like, it's not gonna make me money and whatnot. Only to find out that you could also go to the Department of Agriculture and ask them for plantation, and they're gonna come to your place. So it's, yo, I actually bought this stand, and it's filled with in fertilized soil. Can you just help me out with regards to a plantation? So now you took that particular land and you're turning it into but in a cash cow in a way, because
Yeah.
makpuma your onions, I'm gonna be planting sweet potato. My sweet potato, I'm gonna be planting what's this other thing? Tomatoes, tomatoes and potatoes and whatnot. And every now and then you'll be able to have like people. It's okay, once isikhathi semazambane, I'll be selling this to these particular people who I know would see they are selling my chips and whatnot, makota and all of that. But because of time, tomorrow let's deal with e-service delivery. Yeah, tomorrow I'm inviting you. Since you are here, tomorrow we are dealing with your business. You want to make your business an extra, imagine, free consultation. Tomorrow let's deal with your business development. We're dealing with your product and service development tomorrow. So I want us to look at your business. Would say, what does it do? How could we increase the value of its product and services? Yeah,
Okay.
it's enough for
That's
today.
great. That's great news.
You see, just joining a live.
I knew this day would come. Little did you know.
You came prepared. Yeah, no
Yeah.
problem. Thank you so much for, hey, speaking alone, it's hard. I even told my team with this thing of me speaking alone. Guys, get me people who are gonna come through to invite different people. So today we invited Mongo, and tomorrow it means, because I wanted to make an announcement in terms of a
Yeah.
post, and you should see anyone who's available for who wants us to do a service development or a product development for their business. But I guess since you're here, you've won the competition before the competition even started.
Yay.
Cheers.
Oh,
Let's meet
God.
tomorrow and let's deal with this product and service development. And yeah, you just give me a brief of what you're dealing with, and then we'll begin to talk about how to work out a service development or a product development for each business, or rather for your business, because we can't talk about all these other businesses, but we'll just focus on your business
Cool.
alone.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
Definitely. So I will send you a message and then we can talk from there.
All right, perfect. No problem.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
End life. End life. We are ending the 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 life. Ending the life. We are ending the life. Ending the life. We are ending the life. Ending the life. We are ending the life.